Hi, I'd like to welcome you here to the Mennonite Historical Society of British Columbia. We call it the MHSBC for short. I'm Jennifer Martins, and I work here part-time as the Office and Volunteer Manager. I'm delighted today to share with you about us, our services, and the people we serve. The MHSBC began in 1972 and specializes in collecting, preserving, and sharing the historical heritage and the current life and times of Mennonites in BC. MHSBC, until 4 years ago, rented from a downtown location in Clearbrook here called Garden Park Tower. Now we rent the Archives and Research Center floors from the museum. This is really great because the Historical Society operates on a hand-in-glove basis with the education provided on the main floor through the Mennonite Heritage Museum. Actually, there are two nonprofit societies operating from our facility, the Historical Society and the Museum Society. We find that our visitors with a Mennonite background really like spending time on the main floor of the museum, discovering or reconnecting with the Anabaptist history from 500 years ago to today. And then they want to know, it leads them to the question of, where do I fit in this history? That will lead them here to the Research Center upstairs, where we have our volunteer research specialists ready to help dig up the personal information. One of the ways we do this is by looking up the names in the GRAMA database and printing family tree reports. Wait, what's the GRAMA database? GRAMA stands for Genealogical Registry and Database of Mennonite Ancestry. It's produced by the California Mennonite Historical Society. If you're familiar with sites like Ancestry.com, it's like that, but GRAMA only focuses on Mennonites. Sometimes our guests will discover that their ancestry goes back much farther than they had previously realized. We also love putting families back together if they've been separated at birth. There were many cases where children were adopted out generations ago, and to this day their descendants have no idea about their original birth families. We have been able to solve many of these mysteries here at the Research Center. Like pieces of a puzzle, we work to fill in the blanks to see a better picture. We can also help with the deeper research, and we have many resources, such as personal histories in our archive collection. In our Heritage Library, we have an entire section dedicated to family history books. What many families will do is put together a history book about their family for a special occasion, such as a family reunion, and then donate it for posterity to our library. Our center actually has 3 reference library collections. This is the MHSBC Heritage Library here, and we also have the John B. Taves collection and the Harry Loewen collection, situated in our alcoves, also here on the 2nd floor. If you're doing any research about Mennonites, these are great resources. When we're open, we have space here for you to bring your laptop and work on your projects. Sometimes people come in with family history in the form of diaries, but they can't read them because they're written in German, Gothic script, or Russian, for example. Our volunteers provide translation services for these. We can take in corrections and updates to the GRAMA database. So if you notice information about your family is missing or not quite right, you can submit those to us and we'll make sure that the information gets uploaded. Our volunteer genealogy specialists can help with research services, and we have a number of indexes, periodicals, lists, and databases that we use to help our patrons find both secondary and primary sources. Our patrons can purchase photos through MAID, which is the Mennonite Archival Image and Documents database. The photos in our collection were digitized and cataloged by our MAID team of volunteers. This team also catalogs the document entries pertaining to our archive collection in that database. Some of our visitors who plan a trip to their ancestral homelands come here to look for maps. We can help them find out if there's a map of the old colony, so that they can get an understanding of what the layout was like when their ancestors lived there. In some cases, only a pile of bricks remain in the old structures, so the maps are very helpful. Have you heard of EWZ records? Our volunteers have digitized those films and many more. To find out more about EWZ records and all our services, You can check out our website at www.mhsbc.com. Visitors are able to come to our front desk to drop off donations, purchase tickets for our events, buy DVDs and used books, purchase memberships, and make donations. I've left my favorite and greatest resource to the end. It's our staff and team of over 60 volunteers, and many continue to work on their projects from home, such as our office support, newsletter editorial team, our translators, events committee, our webmaster, and genealogy researchers, just for some examples. If you'd like to volunteer with us, we have many positions available. Let me know and come and join us. So I just want to talk a little bit more about the membership with us and what that means. With an annual MHSBC membership, you'll get a year's worth, which is 3 to 4 issues, of the Roots and Branches newsletter. These issues are chock full of incredible articles about the Mennonite history, and you don't want to miss a single one. They're really fantastic. Email us at archives@mhsbc.com to get your subscription started today. We would love to have you on board. Our funding comes from our memberships, fees for services, and donations to keep us running. This is such an important way to participate and engage in the purposes of the Mennonite Historical Society of BC, one of which is fostering awareness of Mennonite history that will assist in the better understanding of Mennonite beliefs and culture, not just for today, but for future generations. I hope you get a chance to visit us, whether in person here or virtually through our website and by following us on Facebook. See you soon.